What's going on, my friends and non-friends alike? People I know and people I may know eventually. I hope everybody's doing well. I believe today is day 229 of No Excuses 2024. And I was thinking about acceptance, gratitude, and failure. I was thinking about the acceptance because my daughter, who's 17, just turned 17, is going to school in January, and it's like a trade school. It's an agricultural school. It's a working farm, and all the stuff. She wants to be like a researcher, environmentalist researcher. Testing different things and all that. So she'll be in the field and in the lab, which is great. And so I'm accepting that, and the school's 3 hours away, so I highly doubt she's going to be commuting every day. They do have housing, they have meal plans, they have all that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, and gratitude, I'm grateful that she's so smart, and that some of the tuition, if not all of it's taken care of, and that she wants to move forward, and quickly. So, she's like, hey, I should bang it out now before I wait too long. So I'm grateful for that as well. I just thought I would have more time before she left, like a year, but I got about 5 months. Anyway, but then I was thinking about failures on my own behalf, right? And excuse me, and this freaking persistent cough, and it's almost gone, but it's like right here. Anyhow, I don't. Most of the things that I attempt, I fail. Sometimes I fail miserably the first several times I attempt it. Like I just tried to, I wanted to be off of social media for at least 30 days. I made it 4 days. 4 days. But, it reconfirms that I need to put the device down. So, like, even now, like, I'll pick it up. And I'll start scrolling. I'm like, oh, okay, that's enough. Next thing I know, it's, 15, 20 minutes later. So then I get off, So I cut my time down from 8 hours down to 4 hours in the last week, It's still quite a bit of time. And I do watch YouTube, but I watch more long form videos on there, and news type stuff, like independent media, voices, right, left, center, I like to know what's going on. I don't watch mainstream media. But so anyway, my point being that, I failed at that, right? I successfully completed 4 days. I did 25 days last year in November, which was great. It was hard. It was very hard. And, I was going for 30 days that time too, and I failed. And so, I keep it, I keep trying to rerun it, right? Whatever it is, even exercise, right? Sometimes, recently I stopped doing push-ups, I can still do quite a few push-ups, but I stopped doing them daily. So I need to pick that back up, right? I need to change up my exercise, routine, need to change it up a little, push it a little harder. I do this, of course, but I got some videos together of people doing these different workouts and stuff. They're pretty intense, and you start off slow and then you move on and blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna do that as well. But even this, walking every single day, I had some stutters in the beginning, right? I was going every day, and then I felt like I lost enough weight for a little while, and then I fell back on my laurels again, right? Got back into my fake comfort. Not 100%, so there was still that drive to change. But, it felt like I was failing for a while. I figured I'd be down under 215 by now. And the last couple of weeks, since I got my good results back from the doctor and my physical and stuff, I've been eating ice cream and cookies and chips. We eat the higher quality ice cream, higher quality chips that aren't cooked in seed oil, but it's still carbs and sugar. So I got to tighten up that. And, I can feel it. I can feel that I'm about 4 or 5 pounds heavier than I was 2-3 weeks ago. You know, I'm kind of dragging a little. My wrists have been hurting a little more. I also have been doing exercises for those as well. But, you know, so it feels like it draws me down. And then, you know, but I could sit in that and be like, oh, I failed. Well, fuck it. You know, might as well just go back to being a morbidly obese fucking lazy ass loser. But no, I didn't fully fail. I just, you know, I took my will back and started eating a little crap, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, right? You gotta celebrate some of the wins. You know, you don't have to abuse yourself over some of the losses or the, you know. I haven't lost the war, right? I failed at a couple battles here and there. But the war is still ongoing. You know, and the war is within me. It's in here. It's in here. It's out here, you know. And I'm competing against myself. You know, and that's the thing, right? I put these restrictions on myself personally. And then, you know, sometimes I falter. Sometimes I fail. You know, especially in the beginning. First couple of times, first couple of attempts, first few attempts. Sometimes it's a dozen attempts before I actually get it. Right? Like this health thing and you know, quitting drugs. Like, it took me over a decade to like really push myself in the healthy ways, healthy habits, taking care of, you know, fitness, health, this and that, blah, 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 right? Eating better. But, you know, but these restrictions I put on myself, right? So that's what I'm saying. And it's okay. It's okay. You know, I do beat myself up for it. You know, I'm pretty harsh on myself. But, you know, I attribute that to how soft I was on myself for so many decades. You know, I allowed myself to become lazy, out of shape, comfortable in being uncomfortable. You know, I allowed myself to get into drugs, alcohol, and, you know, degenerate lifestyle, drug dealing. Just a lot of, you know, shit that isn't positive. And, you know, now I feel like I'm on the right path, even though sometimes I falter or I fall back, I take a couple steps backwards, or, you know, I fall back into this fake comfort shit. So, you know, I got to tighten up the ship a little, you know, diet-wise. You know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, it's hard at first, like when you start eating that crap again. You know, a couple weeks into it and you're like, I need it. You know, like I'll eat a huge steak and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to eat anything else. And then I'm like, 2 hours later, I smoke a little herbs. And then I'm like, can you make some pudding or some cookies? You know, and so you get like, I get into this mode where I'm doing that repeatedly. And so I gotta put my foot down and do a fast or, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, that's where I'm at today. You know, I don't always succeed in everything I do. But just because I don't succeed doesn't mean I fail. You know, I have some stutter steps along the way. I got some setbacks here and there. I mean, everything else in my life is going really good. You know, it's just the diet situation right now, right? And it's not a diet. I'm just saying my diet. I'm eating some junk foods here and there, carbs, sugar, you know, the best quality junk food, but it's still junk food. And, you know, so that's where I'm at today. You know, it's just because I don't succeed at the task at hand right away doesn't mean that I've failed. The only time that I've ever failed is when I've quit, when I stopped trying, when I stopped giving it effort, when I stopped thinking about it, when I stopped my intention in my brain and my attention away from the things that bring me to the natural world and feeling better and, you know, strong, content, you know, and happy sometimes, you know. It's just, that's where I want to be. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys when I talk to you, man. Video's way too fucking long. But, you know, I wanted to address the failures. And, again, just because I don't succeed every time doesn't mean I lose. You know, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? Keep being persistent. Push it. You know what I mean? All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace.